States. The lyrics come from the defense of Fort McHenry, a poem written on September 14, 1814, by then 35-year-old lawyer and amateur poet Francis Scott Key, after witnessing the bombardment of Fort McHenry. Our next song is going to be My Country 'Tis of Thee. The melody used is the same as the one used by the national anthem for the United Kingdom, God Save the Queen. The song served as one of the de facto national anthems for the United States. Next song is going to be America the Beautiful. It's written, America the Beautiful is an American patriotic song. The lyrics were written by Catherine Lee Bates, and the music was composed, I'm sorry, I'm one ahead, I apologize.
Here we are, Richard.
The next one is actually Battle Hymn of the Republic. Battle Hymn of the Republic, also known as Mine Eyes Have Seen the Glory Outside the United States, is a lyric written by Julia Ward Howe using the music from the song John Brown's Body. Howe's more famous lyrics were written in November of 1861 and first published in the Atlantic Monthly in February of 1862. Now the next song is America Beautiful. It's an American patriotic song. The lyrics were written by Catherine Lee Bates, and the music was composed by church organist and choir master Samuel A. Ward at the Grace Episcopal Church in Newark, New Jersey. The two never met. Bates originally wrote the words as a poem, Pike's Peak, first published in the 4th of July edition of the church periodical, The Congressionalist, in 1895. Next selection is Yankee Doodle, a well-known American song, the early versions of which date before the 7 Years' War and the American Revolution. It's often sung patriotically in the United States today and is the state anthem for Connecticut.
Anybody from Connecticut?
Next selection is When John Comes Marching Home, When Johnny Comes Marching Home sometimes, When Johnny Comes Marching Home again. It's a popular song from the American Civil War that expressed people's longing for the return of their friends and relatives who were fighting in the war. Next selection is You're a Grand Old Flag, an American patriotic march. The song, A Spirited March, written by George M. Cohan, is a tribute to the American flag. In addition to obvious references to the flag, it incorporates snippets of other popular songs, including one of his own. Cohan wrote it in 1906 for his stage musical, George Washington, Jr.
On the program is Danny Boy by an Irish folk song. And I thought about including this in this morning's presentation only because as we think of America's independence and we think 4th of July and celebrations, we also can't fail to think about how America was actually built on immigrants. So I thought this song would be wonderful and beautiful for this presentation because it captures the sentiment of that feeling. So I hope you enjoy it, and here's Danny.
to give your services. They're going to play all of the core anthems for each of the branches of the service. Would you like them? If somebody's here.
Yes, if somebody is here who is part of the services, please, by all means, stand. When you hear yours, yes. We sometimes don't necessarily realize what is a flute orchestra. So I thought that I'd take a second just to kind of explain to everybody and families and everybody else what is a flute orchestra. So a flute orchestra is the opportunity for a flute ensemble to expand its range and its ability by its size and by the capabilities of the instruments. So if all of the C flutes would just raise your flutes up for a second, these are the traditional concert flutes that we know that are part of regular school bands, symphony orchestras. So this is the typical C flute as we know it. So extending the range of the C flutes is the actual alto flute. So on the alto flutes, please just raise them up. They happen to have curved headlands on theirs, but the tuning is a lot longer and is a lot lower. Mary, would you play just a couple of notes on the alto flute? So it's a much more mellow, much more wispy sound. So when we add that to the regular C flute sound, not only does it extend the range of the instrument, but it also gives a texture and a color that we're not necessarily accustomed to. Now, moving away from the alto flute, it's actually the bass flute. And it's a very cool instrument. And this is the bass flute. And it's also curved, and the reason that they curve the head drum is because the tuning gets too long for the player. So to make it easier for the player, they curve the head drum in front of them. Remember, so it's a much richer, much lower, much darker sound. Now, also, which is not here today, or here, is the contrabass flute. And it's actually even bigger than this. You have to stand to play the instrument, and then the tears above you, and it comes down in a triangle, so that you can reach the head joint. It's much bigger. It takes a lot of air. It's kind of like a double tuba for flutes. So it adds a lot more bass down there. They're really, it's incredible, the range of instruments that we have as a flute ensemble. And not only that, but when you hear them together, what kind of colors and magic they're able to pull. I never forget the first time I heard a flute ensemble together. I told the kids this earlier this week, that I just immediately, when I saw Alice in Wonderland with the two pots that are dancing on the table, where like little puffs of steam is coming out, that's a flute ensemble that's being played in the background. So that was the first time I ever heard one. I was like, whoa. So the first time I heard one in real life, immediately I got the image of the teapots dancing again. So I get that, and I get carousels a lot too. So that's what it is. No, of course not. Of course not. So extending the range on the opposite direction, going up on the sound, or higher on the sound, is the piccolo. And Ariana is playing piccolo today. So can you just play a couple of notes so we can hear the color? So it's a much higher, sweeter, much more, it extends the range. It's a very mischievous instrument, I like to think as. And I think composers and conductors, or composers, use it really smartly in orchestration so that we get what the flutes are doing, so we can hear it from far away. Of course, in bands, concert bands, and marching bands, it helps a lot the wind melody, here, because it's so high up that everybody, when the band is marching by, you can hear it really high up there. Does that help answer what a flute orchestra is? Yeah. Good. Let's keep playing music. Go ahead, sir.
Talk about it into the wild blue on that, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's another one turned in. Oopsie. Sorry. Here we go.
Selection this morning is The Stars and Stripes Forever, patriotic American march written and composed by John Philip Sousa, widely considered